Actual football. You'll see actual football on Saturday. We're going to go. It's going to be kind of a jersey scrimmage. Obviously, it's a spring game. It's going to be a spring game, but it'll be kind of graded like we do our jersey scrimmage. So you'll see it's kind of modified a little bit because usually in jersey scrimmages, all make-up situations. We're not going to make up situations. We're just going to play the game. It'll be, offense versus defense, and offense will be on one side, defense on the other, and we'll play ball. So I think it'll be a good look at what we've got, and I'm excited to try something different. And our guys will go out and compete. It'll be pretty good. It'll be better than what we've seen.
How do you score?
Just gotta stay healthy.
How do you score those scrimmages? Like, how can you
Oh boy, the scores will go up there. They'll put it up there. I'm sure EJ will give him he'll give you a copy of how it's scored. EJ will give you a copy of the scoring system. And again, it's modified from what we normally do. But basically, I don't keep score because they'll yell at me during the scrimmages. But the offense scores like they score, except I think we give them a point for a first down. So we just so the offense gets a point for a first down. Defense gets a point for a 3 and out. Defense gets points if they get turnovers. You lose points if you have penalties. So you jump off sides, it's going to cost you a point. Plus 5 yards. So that's kind of how it'll go. So we'll give you all the scoring. TFLs and sacks. Defense gets points. There's only so many ways a defense can get points. So pretty much, it's like I tell the offense all the time. You don't lose if you don't turn the ball over. You don't lose. I think you get 11 points if it's a pick six or a scoop and score for a touchdown. That can be drastic. So, but in a game, if you turn the ball over, you lose. So. That's kind of what we do.
Is this format going to have less mismatches than you had in the past?
Less mismatches. Yes, it won't be. It won't be a problem where the right guard can't. Just draft wise. And again, we have plenty of numbers to do it the way we usually do it. I think some programs around the country are not doing it, with the draft because we could do it. We got plenty of guys to play. We keep our guys healthy, which knock on wood. Hopefully, step off a curb tonight going to class. But we could do it that way. It's just sometimes it's nice to have that offensive line, mainly the offensive line playing together. Defense doesn't care because you guys got in and out, but to have our O-line play together, the one offensive line, the two offensive line, and protect the quarterback is primary.
Pat, you often talk about playing clean, playing disciplined football, and you talk about that a lot in the fall. How have your guys looked in this spring compared to other springs with as many penalties have been committed?
Yeah, we worked on it. We have an accountability period after every practice, just penalizing guys, and unforced errors. Those are the ones you got to eliminate. You're going to have aggressive. You're going to have a few of those a game, whether it's a PI or a holding call on a right tackle. But we want to get rid of the unforced errors, and we've gotten better. If I gave you the numbers from the first practice to the 14th practice, we've gotten better. We kind of modified it as the spring went on. If you have 6 or less, in a whole practice, we didn't have to do anything after practice. And we did that. We probably didn't do any accountability the last 4 or 5 days, so we've gotten better there, but it's got to carry over into the fall.
And you mentioned the offensive line. What other reasons did you want to change it up this year?
That's the main reason I would say. Because I love the draft. I love coming in here and seeing the kids pick and all that, but mainly just for the matchups and keeping the unit together where it's not, all over the place. And I thought last year, I think we had bad draft coaches, so they kind of made it worse than it should have been. So it's their fault, but I think it's for a good reason. I thought about it last year after the spring game and been thinking about it all off season.
What do you think about the proposal of an FBS team against an FCS team in the spring? I've saw a couple coaches.
Yeah, I think we talked about that a few, 5, 6 meetings ago, but I think it'd be great. They asked me about it on the ACC network last night as well. I think it'd be great, to get a team to come in here and play. Or us go on the road and play. I don't care. We'll go on the road. I think it's just for health purposes more than anything. It gives you a chance to go out and play somebody else. And again, every time there's a snap and someone falls down and falls into your knees, things like that happen in spring games and practice every day. But when you got 22 of them out there as opposed to 11, that's what I like it for. It just helps your depth, and it helps the other team's depth, and it gives you a chance to go compete. Some of the reasons I don't think it would happen is you just start recruiting guys off of someone else's team. It's like, oh, that guy's pretty good. Let's go get him. Which is bad. So we don't do that. Shouldn't have to worry about it. But it's a world we're living in now.
Will you be on the whistle as far as sacks, or you leave that up to the officials?
I will be on the whistle. We won't. Our quarterbacks will still be in red, just like a normal jersey scrimmage. That's how I call it. And sometimes, I call it. It's not a sack. Maybe the quarterbacks are going to escape and make somebody miss, which is usually half the time. But I'll blow the whistle early to make sure the quarterbacks don't get hit.
How's Izzy Polk looked so far as just fitting in and going into a receiver room that has a lot of vets in it?
You know, I think Izzy's done a great job for a freshman coming in here. He's picked it up. You know, you're not seeing a bunch of MAs. You could almost say he's ahead of some of the guys that have been here for a year. So he's done a nice job.
How about one more? Anyone else?
What did the players react when you told them it was going to be offense versus defense?
I just told him after practice, and I didn't give him a chance to react. So I don't know. You can ask them when they come here. So there was no reaction. Today they wanted to go out in spider pads instead of go out in shells. That was the only reaction I saw today. We went out in shells, but they got to know what's good for them.
Coach, thank you.